I placed in the top 32% for my first ever GMTK Game Jam out of nearly 10,000 games. And honestly, I did not expect that, because here's the chaos that happened. That's too much Coke. That looks really wrong. It's a popcorn rampage. Let's rewind, back to where it all started. The idea started with the anime Reincarnated as a vending machine, and with the jam theme being loop, I thought, why not make a vending machine shooter? The revolver would cycle through different snacks, and each full loop would make the enemies tougher. Simple, chaotic, and hopefully fun. So here's how it all began. I experimented with the different types of vending machine art and ended up with a nice-looking vending machine character art, definitely not stolen from an anime. Then came the revolver. If the vending machine was going to shoot snacks, it needed a chamber to load them in, so I drew out the revolver sprite. I even added some shading and subtle shadows, probably unnecessary for a game jam, but it gave the revolver a little extra polish. I added it into my game, and it actually worked. My vending machine had a working revolver that could fire. Next up, I added some very basic player movement, just enough to slide the vending machine around the screen. Then I combined the two, movement and revolver, and suddenly it started feeling like an actual game. But of course, a walking vending machine wasn't enough, so I made a jumping animation, because clearly, vending machines should be agile. I gave the jump its own sound effect. Now every time the vending machine hops around, it's got some extra personality. Next, I made my first projectile, which was, of course, a can of Coca-Cola. But when I tried firing it, the cola didn't go anywhere. It just spawned and got stuck. So basically, my vending machine was just spitting out cans onto the floor. Thankfully, I fixed it, and now the cola actually fired forward. Then I tried to make the vending machine shoot towards the mouse cursor. Instead, I accidentally made the entire vending machine spin around in circles. Not very ideal. After some debugging, I fixed it. The machine chilled out, stopped spinning, and fired where it was supposed to. Next, I wanted the revolver to show what snack was loaded, so I tried putting the cola icon inside the chamber and having it spin around. It wasn't perfect at first. The cola kept facing the wrong way, but at least now it was upright. After a few more tweaks, it finally worked. The cola icon sat neatly inside the revolver bubble and spins just how I imagined. I also polished the cola animation so it wasn't so snappy. A little more bounce, a little more juice. Then, it was time for a new snack. I drew up a popcorn sprite, and I also made a popcorn icon for the revolver wheel. I got it to shoot, but I wanted it to act like a grenade, so I added some physics and a throwing arc. The icon went straight into the revolver wheel too. After a bit of tweaking, the popcorn actually arched upwards like a grenade. Next on the menu was ice cream. I drew up a beam attack sprite. Then, I made an icon for it for the revolver slot. Dropped the icon in, spun it around the wheel, and just like that, ice cream was officially ready. Or so I thought. The beam was tiny, it was barely a drizzle of ice cream. So I stacked more and more sprites on top of each other until it stretched all the way across the map. Now that felt powerful, like a vending machine death ray. Next, I needed something fun, so I started drawing gumballs. I made a gumball icon for the revolver wheel and crammed all 3 colors inside it. I slotted the gumballs into the revolver, and perfect, the gumballs blasted out at high speed, ricocheting off walls and enemies like pinballs. Next snack on the menu, pretzels. I sketched out this crunchy, twisty sprite. Honestly, it looked tasty enough to eat. Add it straight into the revolver wheel, and when I fired it, the pretzel spun out, looped back around, and came flying right back like a boomerang. Next up was chocolate. The plan was to slow enemies down when it hits, and leave behind a sticky chocolate puddle. Slotted it into the revolver, and now it fires chocolate that slows enemies down, leaving behind sticky puddles of sugar. I made my enemy sprite, and added it in-game. During playtesting, I noticed something was off. The ice cream beam wasn't hitting enemies at all, turned on visible collisions, and yeah, the hitbox was completely messed up. Made a proper enemy dummy just for testing, and after some debugging, I fixed the ice cream beam. I made more enemy dummies and started testing the other projectiles. Then it was time to make the enemies move. I gave them this slippery, unpredictable movement. I might have accidentally cranked the fire rate a little too high. The vending machine was spamming snacks, like a broken printer on overdrive. To match the jam's theme, loop, I added a countdown timer. Once it hits 0, the revolver auto-loads a different snack, and every time you complete a full loop, the enemies crank up in difficulty, so the game just keeps getting harder and harder. Whoa! That's a lot of enemies. I also decided to give the player some control. You can press Q or E to spin the revolver yourself, just for fun. And on top of that, I added a loop counter. Every loop makes the game progressively harder. To contain all the chaos, I finally added walls around the map. After testing it out, the game started looking a lot more like an actual retro arcade shooter. Of course, every retro game needs music, so I made a quick track using Songmaker. Next up was sound effects. I jumped into BFXR and started messing around. Then I dropped the sound effects into the game. Although, the ice cream beam might have been a little too much. I added a health power-up, little hearts you could pick up to restore HP. And then I added a brand new enemy, one that actually shoots bullets back at you. At this point, I was rushing like crazy. It was almost midnight, and I had to wake up at 6:30 for work the next morning. I added my wave spawner, did a bit of playtesting, and called the game complete. I uploaded the game to itch.io, and everything broke. I couldn't even enter the game. The second try, it finally loaded, but nothing worked. No sprites, no mechanics, nothing. It was just an empty screen, laughing at me. After scrambling to fix it, I finally got everything working. With the game fixed, I uploaded a proper cover page, wrote out the description, and just like that, I submitted my first ever GMTK Game Jam entry. Afterwards, I went to check my submission page, and there it was, officially part of the jam. From idea to chaos, all the way to a finished game. And that's a wrap on my first ever GMTK Game Jam. Out of nearly 10,000 entries, I placed in the top 32%. The Jam's submission numbers keep rising each year, and to think I made it this far on a crazy vending machine shooter feels wild. Thanks so much for watching, and I can't wait to do it again.